Hey ladies and gentlemen, George Souris from Empire Legal. We're back at Main Beach. It's still super windy. Let's get into it. This week, Queensland property settlement figures. Explain. Did you know that Queensland property lawyers deal with maths every single day? This lawyer deliberately did a law degree to avoid doing maths every day. But here we are. Where, you ask? In our settlement figures. I'm going to spend the next few minutes explaining exactly how we calculate our settlement figures and all the adjustments that we use for settlement. So, I'm actually going to shoot this in a little bit of a different context. We're going to shoot over to Loom and I'm going to show you on my laptop. Let's go.
Alright everybody, welcome to my laptop. This is a settlement statement. This is what we use to do all of our calculations leading into a property settlement. So we're just going to unpack this quickly. So it shows our internal matter number, the parties here. So we've got Donald and Daffy Duck purchasing from Scrooge McDuck, the property address, the date of the settlement and the adjustment dates, contract date, where it's going to settle, and the settlement time. Okay, so first thing we do is we pop in the purchase price, then we deduct any deposits that are held, then this release of mortgage fee. So what this is, this $224.32, that's what it costs every single time to remove a mortgage off a title. So this is reimbursing the buyer because this is what it's going to cost the seller to remove the mortgage. So if there were two mortgages, this amount would be doubled, etc. Next, we move down to rates. So this property is in the Gold Coast. So Gold Coast City Council does their rates adjustments in 6-month block. What we do is we prorata everything down to the settlement day. So what we look at is throughout this period here from 1st of July to 31st of December, we're adjusting it to the settlement date of the 24th of July. So in this instance, this amount here has been calculated to be reimbursed to the seller, and then we're going to pay the council. Right down the bottom of this statement, you'll see some checks in full. So we're paying the council the whole amount owing for the rates, and then the vendor is getting reimbursed for their share of that prorated amount. Same process here works for water usage. So we actually calculate through the special water meter read the amount of water that is being used, and that will be paid by the vendor up to and including the settlement day, and then the day after settlement it becomes the buyer's. Same thing happens, exactly the same process here with any body corporate levies. So you'll see the difference here is with the body corporate, this one's calculated in a quarterly amount. So we put in the periods and we calculate all of this, guys, off the actual rate search, the water search, and the body corporate levies that we purchase on behalf of the buyer. If there was any land tax, that would get adjusted here as well. Last two parts here, we've got water credit. So the account was in credit $1, and yes, we actually do that calculation. We agree with the other side solicitors right down to the last cent. So that $1 going back in the vendor's favor as water credit. And last thing, water and sewerage access charges. So the council actually charges a daily rate for water and sewerage. So we work out what that daily rate is. It's different for every council. And then same deal, we prorata that to the settlement date. Tenancy adjustments. Usually we'll find that the property manager that is helping the vendor, working for the vendor, will take care of this and do the adjustments. However, that's not always the case. So sometimes they can't do it or they won't do it. So the solicitors get involved. We do the same thing where we work out the amount of the rent and we prorata it to make sure that the vendor is getting paid until settlement, and then the day after it's the buyers, with a little asterisk, and that is that we can't collect rent in arrears. So this can get a little bit tricky. If the rent's not paid up and it's owing, we can't do any adjustments, so just keep that in mind. Now right down the bottom, guys, very, very last thing, you'll see these calculations. You don't need to actually do anything here. This is just the maths that we used to work out the actual water usage, just to break down so that between the solicitors, if we don't agree, we can work out where one of us may have gone wrong. And you'll see here, because this one's a body corporate, we even apportion it to the lot. So the whole meter is read and then it's apportioned based on the lot entitlements. All right, this last one's more of a quick tip. If you get any bills, so rates, water, body corporate, we suggest you chat with your solicitor. Say you're the seller and you pay it the day before settlement and you don't tell us, we can adjust on that and then you may be out of pocket. Hope this one helped, guys. Bit of a different format. If you could leave a comment if you liked the way we did this or if you didn't, or any feedback. and what topics you want to see next. Thank you very much. See you on the next one.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep in mind that all advice is general in nature and does not constitute legal advice. This is authorised by George Souris, Empire Legal, Gold Coast, Queensland, Australia.